my name is Sophia Linn. Today I'll be talking about American illiteracy. Did you know that 56% of U.S. adults cannot read above a 6th grade level? This was found in 2023 by the National Center for Education Statistics. Do you recognize these books on the screen? I love these books, and I still do. They're classics. But they lie at the 6th grade reading level. With such a large proportion of the population illiterate, the chances are high that you or someone you know has personally been affected by low literacy in our country. In high school, I co-founded a tutoring program, which meant for 3 years I interacted with students who read below grade level. I met a 7th grader who couldn't read simple sentences, and a 3rd grader whose parents couldn't help her with her English homework. I've seen the literacy crisis with my own eyes. Now, illiteracy in the United States is harming the entire country. However, investment in present and future illiteracy can help alleviate this issue. Now, part of the reason why illiteracy is such a big issue for the entire country and not just individuals is how important words are. They're the foundation of clear communication in today's society. Now, one part of the reason why they're so important is they help you in your day-to-day life and they help support a stable future. One part of day-to-day life is managing your health. Now, we all know how difficult it is to navigate the healthcare system, right? When you're sick, you have to take time off work, you have to make an appointment. Sometimes people are booked out months in advance. Clinic wait times are a nightmare, medication's expensive. The easiest way to access information is online. However, a 2024 study by Will et al. Found that the average readability of online patient education materials by the American Heart Association, Cancer Society, and Stroke Association lied at the 10th to 12th grade level. Now, the World Health Organization says the key to engaging in good health behaviors is being able to understand and then think critically about the information that's given to you. But it's difficult to do that if you're trying to read a 10th grade article and you can only read at the 6th. Illiteracy is also linked to crime. The National Center for Education Statistics also looked at the association between literacy and employment. They found that people who are unemployed were 13% less likely to be able to read proficiently, and those who are out of the labor force are 22% less likely. Illiteracy is an unappealing trait for employers, right? Another reason this is important is illiteracy also bars you from higher education. Higher education is important because it provides the paper to back up the knowledge and the skills that you have, which make you more likely to be hired. However, unemployment or unstable employment creates a lack of income that may lead people to seek out crime as a result in order to compensate. Now, the National Assessment for Adult Literacy found that people who are incarcerated were 13 to 24% less likely to be able to read proficiently than people who were not incarcerated. On top of this, illiteracy also creates issues with preventable economic loss. This can happen either directly or indirectly through things like poor health and high crime. Now, people or employees who are sick, injured, or otherwise unhealthy either cannot come to work or their productivity suffers when they do work. Additionally, businesses suffer from high crime due to things like vandalism and stolen property, increased security expenditures, and loss of investment due to this crime. Illiteracy can also cause direct economic loss. Businesses lose money to illiteracy due to things like fixing misunderstandings, incorrect orders, or maybe losing customers. The World Literacy Foundation estimates that illiteracy causes economic loss of $300.8 billion of the American GDP. Clearly, illiteracy poses a multifaceted issue. However, investment in the present illiterate population and in decreasing illiteracy in future generations can help reduce this issue. These two maps are by the Barbara Bush Foundation for Literacy. The left shows illiteracy and the right shows poverty, with associations in the districts highlighted by each, if you see that U shape right there. Now, investment in these low-income districts could help put more money towards schools in order to raise their quality of education and in turn their standards for literacy. This means that students in these areas would have the skills for success, be more employable, be able to access higher education. Additionally, another possible route of action is adult education centers throughout the country. These are institutions that work to help adults improve their foundational literacy skills. By investing in these institutions, they would be able to provide more resources and more support to their adult students in order to help them access better employment and educational opportunities in the future. This all seems like a very large-scale thing, and it is, but investing in these two things could help create a world where people are not limited by the opportunities in the area in which they were born. People would have better access to resources to help them succeed, and be able to be more employable and access higher education so that they do not experience issues with that. Now, what can you do to help? Because that seemed like a very large thing, might not involve you. But here in Indianapolis, we have something called Indy Reads. It is actually the only adult education organization in Indiana that works to that formally helps adult students with their foundational literacy skills. Now, this QR code, get out of the way, sends you to their volunteer interest form. Filling this out is not a commitment, obviously. You could volunteer in their classrooms or in their bookstores or at any one-time events that they may have. You could help create a better future for other people. Right now, the U.S. is hindered by its illiterate population, but investing in it would help create a better, help reduce illiteracy in present and future populations. My first language isn't English, so I know how important literacy is. It's why I'm standing in front of you here today, and I hope I've showed you the same perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. Our second